Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a chit chat, get ready with me, and talk about my plans for not spending as much on makeup in 2019 as I did in 2018. So, let's do this. So the bunny ears are going on. This is going to be kind of like a twofer because I am going to do what I hope is going to turn out to be a Christmas look, or at least a red and green look, and we're going to talk about money. Okay, so I am going to use the Christmas Morning palette from Give Me Glow. There are the shades. And, okay, so I have mixed feelings about this palette. First of all, I love the packaging. Like, I love that it's a holiday collection or a holiday release that actually looks like a holiday release. Like, it's got the little Christmas bow and it says "To You" from Give Me Glow, and I think that's all very adorable. The shade names, gifts galore, milk and cookies, under the tree, like it's all very cute. Clearly they've gone with the red and green theme. I have no complaints about any of that. Individually, I have no complaints about the shades either. Like the matte shades, gorgeous. They are so pigmented, blend beautifully, they're amazing. These metallic shades are fucking bananas on the finger. The problem is that they are bananas on the finger, but not on a brush. I have a very, very hard time even picking any of the product up with a brush. If I really dig into it, really load up my brush, spray the crap out of it with a setting spray, and then pack it on, then it works out as well as it does when I finger swatch it. But it takes a lot of work to do that. And I don't normally mind, like I'm not upset about having to use a finger. The problem is just that you lose a lot of the precision in doing that. So I have tried to do a couple like cut crease looks with this palette and it has not worked out. But I am going to use the matte shades today, so that's that. I don't regret the purchase, it's just I have to learn a different way to use it, but they are absolutely beautiful. So anyways, that's completely beside the point of anything, but welcome to my channel. Alright, so just for a transition shade, I'm just going to put that one into the crease. It's called Milk and Cookies. So, I've already primed with the Urban Decay, my sample. Okay, so I am trying, I've got a few money goals for 2019. And I mean, there's a wide variety of goals going on between Barry and I just as parents and all that kind of thing, but two specific goals for me. One, I do want to replace this camera. And I have a fairly good idea, at least as of this moment in time, of which camera I want. And the price tag on it is fairly significant. So I want to save up $1,600 so that I can buy the camera, pay the tax, all that crap outright and not have to put it onto a credit card or go into like overdraft or anything. I don't typically go into overdraft and I would never just for a purchase of anything, but I don't want to put $1,600 onto a credit card and just say, okay, I'm going to pay it later. Which takes me into my second goal, which is I want to pay off my credit card entirely. So I currently have about $4,000 in credit card debt sitting on there, and I'm going to pay that off. So I've done some math. If I'm looking down, it's just because I actually made notes for this. So to save $1,600 and to save, or I guess call it $4,000, not really saving it up, but paying it as I go. So for the $1,600, I have to set $135 aside each month into, I have a TFSA, a tax-free savings account, so I'm just going to put it into there. I do have some money in there already, but I want to just amass the full amount and keep what's already in there. For the credit card, 4,000 divided over 12 is like 330, somewhere around there. But I know there's going to be like roaming interest, so I'm just bumping it up to 350 a month. So overall, what I'm looking at putting towards savings and paying off credit card is $485 a month. So that means I need to make adjustments elsewhere. So I received a horrifying, like a truly horrifying email from Sephora today. They have never sent me this email, at least not that I ever remember, but it's basically 2018 as a recap of a consumer. So it says that I redeemed 26 rewards. I saved $377. They make it sound like you've made that kind of money. They're like, nice work. I probably spent an awful lot more than that, let me tell you. Makeup was my favorite category. 13 store visits. There are likely more store visits, but I'm guessing this means that over the course of the year, I actually purchased something in store 13 times. And then it talks about my online purchases, of which there were 66. That is 79 purchases throughout the year. 79. Barry watches these videos, so honey, I'm so sorry. Like just so sorry. 79. So here is the problem with hitting rouge status. So I'm going to go in with this green here called Under the Tree. The problem is free shipping. Because it's amazing how much, the mirror's going to show, how much shipping can make me stop and think about things. Even if it's just like $6 to shipping, I'm kind of like, do I really want to buy this? Or if you have to hit a certain amount before you get free shipping, it's usually like 75 or 100 depending on what store. Sometimes in the States I know it's a lot less than that, but I'm Canadian, so what does it matter? And I find it difficult to justify spending like $100 all in one shot. So for, say, example, Ulta, if I want to place an order at Ulta and I want to get free shipping, it used to be that I had to pay $100. Now it's $75, but that's still a large chunk of change. Excuse me. So I only ever end up doing it like twice a year. Whereas with Sephora, I have free shipping. So I can buy like a $3 bath bomb and have it shipped to me if I really want. So while there are 69? So while there are 66 online orders, that could be that some of those were only like $10, $15. It doesn't have the breakdown, and I am not tallying up what I spent this year. I'm just not doing it. So my first line of attack is not really so much to look at the number, but to look at the number of transactions. So this was actually really good timing that this video came, or that this email came in, because it just fits with what my plan was anyways. And my plan is, I'm not going to go on a no-buy, because I know me, a no-buy is not going to work. I will commit to it for like a couple of weeks, and then it's out the window. So that is not going to work. And really putting a specific number on like a budget, or putting it on you can only order 10 eyeshadow palettes throughout the year, or 5 lipsticks, or whatever, I know that I'm not going to keep track of that. So what I am going to do instead is place a restriction on myself for the number of times that I can place orders or shop in stores, but mainly place orders because that's typically what I do. And as you can see, there is quite the disparity. 13 in-store shopping experiences and 66 online. Clearly I do the majority of my shopping online. So going forward into 2019, I am only going to allow myself to place 2 online orders a month. So I'm going to use this one here. That is called Cozy Fire. So I'm going to say the 1st and the 15th of each month, but I plan to be flexible around that. Because Sometimes there are limited edition releases that come out, and if it launches on like, I don't know, the 12th, I may want to order it on the 12th, but that doesn't mean that I then get to place another order on the 15th. It is what it is. And I'm going to make the rule for myself that I am not going to be able to bank them up. So if I don't place 2 orders in a month because things don't really intrigue me or whatever, that doesn't mean that the next month I get to place 3. So it's 2 per month, whatever. I am going to extend it to be Indie and Sephora. So not just 2 orders from Sephora plus 2 orders from an indie brand plus whatever. It's just 2 orders in total. So what that is going to do is really force me to think super critically about what it is that I'm ordering. It's going to force me to really examine whether or not I'm ordering something just based on FOMO, fear of missing out. Because if I place an order on the 1st and then something pops up a couple of days later that I really want, well, now I'm going to have to wait. And then if there's something else, now I'm going to have to decide. When I place an order, I'm going to allow myself to place more than, like, buy more than one thing, because I know for myself that, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do under my eyes. I don't need to worry about that yet because I have to do my face first. So I know that I'm not going to abuse the system. Like, I know that I'm not going to say, okay, well, it's the 15th, so I'm going to order like 17 palettes and 42 lipsticks. I know that I won't, because anytime I place an order, if it's like more than $50 total, I start to like really feel the buyer's remorse before I even submit the order. So I usually end up like really hemming and hawing and really thinking about it. So I really don't predict that I'm going to be placing like $200 orders twice a month. If that starts to happen, then I'm just going to have to do a no-buy, because that's not going to help. So I'm not too concerned about what I order. If I want to order a lipstick, there it is. I'm going to try, sorry, I have to keep going, Exsanguinate. It is a little sample that I have. It's from Impulse Cosmetics, and it's one of their liquid light things. It's basically a glitter gel. There it is. And I love these things because they're so easy to work with. So, what was I saying? Yes, so I can't do glitter and talk at the same time. For primer, I'm going to use one of my samples after I drop it. This is the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance. So, okay, so what I'm hoping, is that I'm not going to spend as much money. That's the plan. And I think it's also going to help curb a lot of the time that I spend online looking at what's available. I don't think I go through a day where I don't look at the new release section of Sephora. And this will help to free up that time, because it's not going to effing matter. So I don't need to look at it until it's time to shop and time to look and see if there's actually something that's going to add value to my collection, or that I think would be particularly interesting to review on this channel. So I think it's also going to, like I said, free up time. Because it is a good little distraction. Like, I have the Sephora app on my phone, and if we're watching TV and I'm getting bored, then I can just pop over to Sephora. But the problem with that is that I'll find something on like the sales section and it's down to $15 or something. I'm like, oh, well, it's only $15. There we go. Click, buy it, away we go. But $15 times 66 freaking transactions, and it adds up and gets out of control really quickly. And you're not even aware of it, because if each transaction is so little, it's kind of like death by 1,000 cuts, right? So need to rein that in. For example, I just bought the Shu Yamara Light Bulb Foundation during the 20% off sale Also, if you watched my video on that, I did ultimately buy the Urban Decay eyeliner set. I have no regrets about that. I've had them on my wrist here, like I just did little, they just arrived today. I just did little swatches of them and I can't get them off. They are such good eyeliners, like so good. And because it was on sale, it was already on sale, and then an additional 20% off. I think I got all 5 of them for $20, I think. I'm not sure. I think so. And then this one I got for about 20 something dollars, down from like 60. Did I need both of these things? No. No. I certainly don't need more foundation, but here it is in my hand. So I need to get it under control. Haven't used it. I'm gonna try it out for the first time today just to see what is what. So I think part of what is gonna help, it's a little bit light, but not terrible. No, you know what? That's actually good. Once it's blended out, that's fine. Yay! The shade match thing on Sephora works. So, to keep myself motivated with this, like I said, I'm going to put actual money into my savings account so that I can see the balance grow, and then know that this time next year, I can just go out and buy my camera that I want, and I'm not going to have to feel guilty about it. And it's not going to go on credit and, you know, cost extra with the interest and all that kind of thing. The money will be right there. I'm going to create little projects for myself. I'm not great at project panning. I get really bored really easily. And then I get resentful about it. But I think if I have one really large project pan, like a pan that palette kind of deal, and then some other big items that I really want to get a lot of good use out of this year, and then interspersed with that have some other smaller things going on. Like right now I'm doing my month of minis where I'm trying to use samples and really see what I like, really see what I don't like, and just put a dent in them. If I give myself that kind of flexibility, I think I will get a lot more use out of the makeup that I do have. And then I can basically just sort of shop my stash and rediscover old loves and keep myself interested in what I have already rather than constantly looking for something else. Because that is a huge problem I find. Like, a new palette comes out, not lately, because lately I just haven't been excited about a lot of the makeup releases. I just really haven't. But go with me on this. You know, a new palette will come out. I'm super excited about it, have to have it, I get it, and then I'm like, okay, that's fun. But did you see that this one's coming out next? And then I'm on to the next thing, and these poor little palettes come here and they're just like languishing in purgatory because there's so much coming in that I'm not giving everything the time that it deserves, and I can only, I look like I'm giving myself gray hair because I'm blending my foundation into my hair. That's attractive. But I can only use so much makeup at any given time, right? So I don't need multiple palettes coming in the course of a month. Like, I just don't. And it's too much. I buy things thinking I'm going to review it for the channel and, you know, get that information out there. But there's some that I just haven't done yet. Huda Naked Nude, whatever the fuck it's called, this one, the nude palette. I don't have a review on that yet. I did film a review on the Urban Decay Cherry one. Haven't edited yet, and I filmed that like 2 weeks ago. So it's just, I need to be able to focus and actually put stuff to the test, because I do prefer to do that. For eyeshadow palettes, I don't so much mind doing a first impression, because my first impressions usually last with eyeshadow palettes. I'm just looking for a concealer. I don't have much in the way of concealer samples, but the creaseless one is on its last legs. It's almost done. So there's really no point in me buying all this stuff to review on my channel if I never get around to actually reviewing it. Because by the time I finally do, like 700 other releases have happened and nobody's really all that interested anymore. So, You know what? I think this is done. I can't really get anything more out of there. I refuse to buy one of those things that like scrapes right down to the bottom, especially for samples. Like, I'm not doing that. But yay, we finished a sample. I can't say that I'm interested in purchasing this as a full size. It is so thick. It's almost like sticky. So there's one I don't want. That's the creaseless. Okay. So yes, if I am just getting a few things each month, then it has the opportunity to be exciting again, first of all, and hopefully I'm not overwhelmed. And if I continue to feel overwhelmed by it, then I'm going to reduce it even further and just order one thing, like place one order a month. Because I love makeup. I love my makeup collection, but I don't want to feel like the makeup collection owns me. I want to feel like I own it. And at some point, there's only a finite amount of space in my storage areas, and I don't want to have to just keep decluttering stuff to make room for new stuff, and then a year passes and I do the whole exercise over again because I've amassed all this other stuff and now I want to clear out space so that I can buy more stuff. Like, it never ends. And that's wasteful, and it's not really adding any value to my makeup collection because it just becomes a revolving door and I'm not excited about receiving stuff. Even though I'm the one that ordered it, it's exciting for a moment and then I'm on to the next thing, and so I really want to address that and work on that. It's almost like I enjoy the process of buying more than I actually enjoy having the stuff, and I don't think that's healthy, so we're gonna work on that. Something that I used to do a while ago, back probably towards the beginning of when I had an Instagram account even, was I would do like a weekly makeup basket. And so I would go through my collection such as it was at that time, and I would pick out a primer and a foundation and a concealer and etc, etc, you get the idea. And then I would pick like maybe one palette to work on, and I would pick like 3 or 4 lipsticks just for variety's sake. And that is the makeup that I would draw from for the week. And I would like to get back to doing that. I just have to figure out where I'm going to put the items for the week, because there's limited space here. But if I have a little basket, I'm sure I have something kicking around the house that I can find, and then I can do it that way. And then I know, it's a really satisfying feeling, hitting pan when you are filming, first of all, but when you're just not expecting it. I like that. As per usual, my camera overheated, so I finished up my face and confirmed my resolve to replace this camera with one that can last a little bit longer. So the problem, aside from just the interruption that it causes, is that I tend to forget where it was that I left off. So, not sure what I was saying, but we'll just keep plowing along, shall we? I am going to go back to finish up my eyes into this palette here, and I am going to, let's see, I'm just going to do the green around them, and it's not going to be like the most intricate Christmas look, but I'm not going anywhere, and my mother is on her way, and I don't want to scare the poor woman because she doesn't really know that I do all this makeup stuff, so I don't need to be like screaming Christmas at her. Alright, so aside from just wanting to buy a camera and pay off my credit card debt, there are other reasons for wanting to curb my spending, and it mainly comes down to financial security, really. I don't want to have to worry about basic necessities because I have spent so much on makeup. Now, I've never been in that position, but Barry and I have had to live rather frugally in the past, and it's not comfortable. I mean, it's doable. People live on far less, but it's not the lifestyle that we want. We want to be able to have experiences, and we want to be able to travel with ourselves, with the kids. We want to do excursions, take them out places, things like that. And we are able to do that, but if spending goes unchecked, there's going to be a lot less of that we can do. And I have a trip planned with Aspen for the end of January. So Aspen and I will be going to Cuba. We went last year as a family. In February, we celebrated Barry's birthday down there. Side note, I don't know that this person still watches my videos. I mean, if he does, it's showing a high level of dedication to disliking me. Whatever. But there was somebody in my personal life last year who kept saying basically that I was lying about having been in Cuba because, as he saw on my YouTube channel, I posted videos while I was allegedly away. I will be aiming to do so again this year through the power of pre-filming and scheduling the uploads, which is what I did last year. Haven't been lying to everybody about being in Cuba. I didn't stage the photos that I had shared. I was there. I just pre-scheduled my uploads. Anyways, whatever. That is so far beyond the point. So, Aspen and I are going to Cuba. Barry and I have our 10th anniversary coming up in May, which means we've been together for 16 years as of that date. We got married on our dating anniversary. And we want to go away together, so another trip. And we haven't really decided where yet, although leaning strongly towards Portugal. Never been. I've never really traveled per se. I was on exchange when I was in high school, but you didn't really have the freedom to just travel and explore and do your own thing. And we've been to St. Lucia and Cuba, but we just stay on the resort. And I've been to Vegas, where we did go to the Grand Canyon, all that kind of thing. But I've never been to a place with so much rich history and ancient build, and just it looks amazing. So that is high on the list. Again, we want to be able to pay for this and not have it just be an additional debt that we carry with us. And we don't want to just pay to get there and stay there. We want to be able to do sightseeing things and tour around and just have that freedom as well. So need money to do all that kind of stuff. So there are reasons. Yeah, I'm just referring to my notes again. There are other things that have become more of a priority to me than just amassing more and more makeup. It was fun while it lasted. And I'm not bitter about that. It's just a natural progression. There's only so much that you can really have. I am not Tati. I can't review everything. I don't receive PR. I don't have income from YouTube that is just pouring in that can self-sustain itself. So I tried to review all the major palette releases and all that kind of thing, and I can't sustain that, and that's okay. That is totally fine. When I look at my own analytics on my channel, you guys are really interested in the new releases. That is the one that gains the most views on a consistent basis. So as much work as they are, I enjoy doing them because I know you guys enjoy them. I find it really fun as well to film them, and particularly if something sort of ticks me off. I have a lot of fun roasting things. I try to do it in good fun, but it brings a smile to my face. The reviews are hit or miss. I can't just keep buying makeup thinking that people are going to be interested in it. I have to buy the makeup that I want to use because ultimately it goes into my collection and it is a personal purchase. It's not a business write-off. YouTube isn't my job. It's not my career. It is my hobby. It's my passion, but I can't invest thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars every year and just sustain that. It's not going to happen. So that is okay. I'm completely fine with that. Because if I get to travel and do really cool, fun stuff and make memories with my family, that means more to me than an eyeshadow palette. So, there we are. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do mascara, liner, lips. I'll come back for the final look and then I'll wrap this bad boy up. And there is the final look. So for liner, I used one from this Urban Decay set. It is in a shade whose name I cannot read. Space Dust. There it is. For mascara, it is a new one to me. It is from CoverGirl. It is the Exhibitionist. I believe this is a new release from them. I just saw it at Shoppers Drug Mart the other day and picked it up. There is what the brush looks like. Kind of reminds me of the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. First impression is good. Like, it didn't clump everything up. There is good lift to my lashes. Doesn't smell great though. It's got a strong, like, chemically mascara smell. So if you're sensitive to scents, you might not like this one. Lips, I have American Doll from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then I did pat a little bit of green glitter. I just couldn't help myself. It is from Pretty Weird Cosmetics and it's their glitter in Martian. So that is that. So if you have any spending plans, resolutions, whatever, feel free to let me know down below. I would love to hear from you. If you have done something in the past, like a no buy or a low buy, if you have any tips for success, again, please let me know down below. I love the comment section because we can all learn from each other, and what works for somebody may also work for somebody else, and that person may not think of it. So sound off down below, put all of your tips and tricks in there. So thank you for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.